What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the garage. Today I've got a pretty shitty job on the list. Starting to get colder out and condensation is starting to build up in the car, so figured I would tackle the blower motor finally. Picked up a new resistor and motor from IPD, so gonna get to that. It's nice outside, so hopefully I can get it done before it gets dark. This is a bit of a grind, so probably gonna be mostly time lapse. Last time I did it, when I did the heater core, it was stupid that I didn't do the fan and the resistor at the same time, which you should definitely do. It took me like close to 30 hours, so hopefully gonna cut that down considerably this time since I've done it once before. But now let's get out to the car and let's get started on this. So the dash is completely out now. All in all, it wasn't too painful, at least not as painful as I remember last time when I did the heater core, which if I was thinking ahead, I should have done all of this all at once. Alright, kind of see the massive pile of shit that needs to come out. More stuff over here. And right in there is the culprit, along with the resistor on top of it. So, yeah, and the way this box is held together, kind of see when I replaced this heater core before, I tried to pry it apart, but it's actually held together here. And that's what mounts the motor in. So it's a huge pain in the ass. Still got the left side cover to take off. Right here. Oops, this black piece here. And then let's see in there. The screw heads. There's one of them right there. And undo those and jiggle some wires loose, and then the motor should come out. And then there is a little bit of a trick to get this resistor out as well. But I'll work on getting this motor out first, and then we'll cover that when we get to it. But kind of a time frame so far, it's been I think 2-3 hours maybe. Not really sure, haven't been really busting my balls, but yeah, it is a big job once you factor in having to put everything back together. But yeah, let's keep moving on. Alright, so there's the motor out. It's actually pretty painless once you go through all of this pain, but yeah, she's out. 3 screws, and yeah, I'm not sure if you could tell on camera there, but you can see this black wire down here. It's actually the ground for the motor, and it attaches way up here, which I couldn't really get to, so I just cut it off, and I will find an easier accessible, a more accessible ground. That's what I'm trying to say. And then here's the original resistor. I don't think this has ever been replaced, but this is actually in pretty good shape. But you know, better to be safe than sorry and have to do this again, so might as well replace it, but I'll keep this one on hand just in case. Again, I'm not sure if it showed up on the time lapse, but you'll have these 4 wires attached to it, and then in addition these 2 guys here. So you'll just have to you'll just have to push down the little tab on here with a small screwdriver to get them out of the socket, and there's that guy. And this is a little bit bigger than the actual hole, so you will have to spread this open just a little bit, so makes it easy if you've taken all these clips off. But yeah, here's the old resistor. I'll take you to the bench and show you the old motor in comparison to the new stuff from IPD. Alright, so back in the garage here. This is the factory resistor, and this is the replacement from IPD, which is supplied by MTC. And they seem to make lots of replacement stuff for these old Volvos. And here are the two motors. They do seem to be a little bit different, but I have faith that they are the same. So yeah, this is obviously the stock unit. Original Volvo part from Sweden. And this is a VDO motor made in China. But hopefully this is a quality part. It is sold by IPD, so I believe they don't sell anything that they don't think is quality. But overall, everything looks pretty spot on. This does appear to be a little bit more heavy duty than the original. Plug is all the same. Even comes with the washer or the gasket here. But yeah, maybe we'll actually give some power to this thing and test it out and see if I can get it to make that noise that it was making. But yeah, see if I can get your part number. So there's that. Alright, so I'm sure you guys have probably had enough of the time lapse, so I'm just gonna slow it down a little bit now and get these guys back in. So I'm gonna start with the new resistor here. Bring it in this way. As you can see, the plug is too big, so just gonna go, comes out just like that. That back like that and get this seal in there. These always seem to give me a ton of trouble. There we go. And then we want to reattach these two wires that we took out of the plug before. Just bend up these little catches. Like so. So that's good, just like before. And now we can move on to putting this guy back in. Alright, that's the new motor in, and the new resistor, kind of see up there. Wires are all tucked in using that rubber hose. And for the ground here, just ran this down to this bolt right here, which goes right through to the floor. So that should be good. And got our plug all connected back up. One thing I guess I've noticed is that the plug for the new resistor and the plug for the new motor don't seem to connect very tightly, at least not as well as the factory ones do. I kind of really had to jam this in here and pinch it just a little bit, but it's in there now. But yeah, it doesn't quite connect as tight as factory, so you might want to double check that before you button everything up, that this is in there and hasn't fallen out. One thing to remember when you're putting these fan blades back on, they're not just different colors just because. The white one fits onto the right side of the blower motor, and the gray one fits onto the left. These are directional, so yeah, make sure that you don't get them backwards and put it all together and realize that you're not getting any air blowing. Alright, so it is the next day. I ended up running out of daylight. Started this job at about 10:30 in the morning and got to where the time lapse ended at about 8:30. So hopefully hopefully it works. Finished up the last little bit of the dash this morning, so start the car and see if it works. Well, it runs. There you go. Well, let's see that one more time. Well, that's definitely a good sign. That's good to see. Yeah, this has definitely been a grind. So, yeah, that's it for me for today. So, thanks for watching. Hopefully this helped out.